Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alex and today I'm going to give you my 36-week pregnancy update, and I will also be sharing a little bit about my first trimester and my second trimester. And I'll also share a little bit about the beginning of this third trimester. So I did make a little list here because, no joke, pregnancy brain is for reals, and I can't remember anything. So, okay. So my first main symptom this week has been just an overall discomfort. My belly is so huge and heavy now. I can't sleep at night. I have to prop up a bunch of pillows and put one underneath one side of my belly, and then wake up and switch it to the other side. It's just, I'm not getting any sleep, and that's no fun. Another symptom will be the heartburn has returned. It kind of went away for a couple of weeks and it has come back full force, and it's super uncomfortable. Another big one for me has been sciatic nerve pain. I've been getting this for a couple of weeks now, and it started off on my right side and moved now to my left side, and it's not an everyday all day thing, but if I'm doing too much around the house or if I'm walking too much, it will trigger. Sometimes it can be triggered, and then I'm kind of in pain the rest of the night. Really big one for me has been contractions and Braxton Hicks contractions. Since really 31 weeks, I have been experiencing really consistent, strong Braxton Hicks contractions, and they get so close together. A couple of times they've gotten so close together, about 2 to 3 minutes apart, and I of course went into labor and delivery, and they said, well, there's no cervical change, so you can go home. So I guess it's just something that my body wants to do, and it's really painful. So yeah, sometimes they'll be 2 to 3 minutes apart, sometimes they'll space out 8 to 10 minutes apart, and this will go on for hours. Sometimes a couple days in a row, and then I'll finally have a break. And the Braxton Hicks that I'm experiencing, I know that one's coming because I get this feeling like my breath is being taken away from me. Like I can't breathe, I have a racing heart, and then I'll feel my stomach tighten really hard. And then that's accompanied by the worst period cramp that you've ever had. Let's see, another one. This has been really helpful for me, just for my overall discomfort, taking a hot bath. I've been trying to take a hot bath every night, and it's been really helpful. So I highly recommend hot baths. Another symptom that I've been experiencing really this whole third trimester has been pregnancy-induced carpal tunnel syndrome. And for me, my hands were going numb in the middle of the night when I was sleeping. So I would turn on one side, one hand would go numb, flip over to the other side, this hand would go numb. So I got some carpal tunnel braces that I've been wearing at nighttime, and they're so cute. Not. Another major symptom has been just overall back pain. Just all day long, my back is killing me, and I'm sure it's from the weight of my belly. So that's really it for the 36 weeks and my third trimester. It's kind of all been the same. So now let's get into my first trimester. So in my first trimester, this is actually how I found out I was pregnant, or the first thing that clued me in. I was at work and I had a strong craving for Subway turkey sandwich. Now, I rarely ate Subway before, but man, I really wanted a Subway turkey sandwich, and I ordered a footlong and I ate the entire thing. And then the next day, I was craving the exact same thing, ordered another footlong and ate the entire thing. So that was, yeah, and I've been craving Subway turkey sandwiches, but without the turkey. I obviously don't eat the turkey my entire pregnancy. So that's been an interesting one. Another big one for me has been the morning sickness in the first trimester. It was not morning sickness, and I know that people say this all the time. It's a morning, noon, and night sickness. It's from the moment you wake up to the moment you fall asleep, you feel like you're on the verge of throwing up, and sometimes you do. So that really started for me. I wrote down here 6 weeks, and then it ended around 13 weeks. But really, it's kind of been, that was when it was just consistent. It was just all day, every day for those weeks. And then now it kind of comes back every so often. And that's no fun. I literally lived, I remember I lived on Jolly Ranchers, and that was about it for all of those weeks because I just couldn't eat anything. Nothing sounded good. I was sick all the time. I couldn't get off the couch. I was bundled up. Honestly, it was absolutely miserable. And I remember calling my girlfriend saying, "Don't ever get pregnant. This is so terrible." But it's all worth it. I promise you, it is all worth it. Okay, so moving on. Oh, so in the first trimester, exhaustion is just, it is something that you think you've been tired before, but this is a whole new level of exhaustion. So that was really a big thing in the first trimester. All right, moving on to the second trimester. So I wrote down here I had my first Braxton Hicks at 15 weeks, and it wasn't painful. It was just uncomfortable, I guess. I also felt baby's first kick at 15 weeks. I had really itchy boobs, itchy belly. My boobs actually, they hurt so bad. They grew 3 sizes like that. Like in my first trimester, they had already grown 3 sizes. And then by my second trimester, they were just like aching all day long, so painful, itchy. I had really, really bad round ligament pain starting in the second trimester. Welcome to pregnancy. So another big thing that I wanted to share while I'm talking about my second trimester is something really scary that happened to us. So during our 12-week scan, we went in for our nuchal translucency screening, and that's where they test the fluid in the back of the baby's neck. And so we go in, and of course I feel like it's gonna be just like every other scan. It's gonna be totally fine. We're gonna go in, we're gonna see the baby, and we're gonna leave. We get in there, and they tell us that the fluid in the back of baby's neck is looking a little bit thicker than they would like to see. And what happened next was spending a couple of hours with a genetic counselor talking about what exactly that meant for us. When the fluid in the back of the neck is a little bit too thick, that can be indicative of a genetic abnormality. And that could be Down syndrome, it could be any of the, I think they're called trisomies or trisomy, like 18, and I can't remember the other. I've tried to block this out of my mind since it happened, but so we're sitting there hearing that there could potentially be something horribly wrong with our child, and it was probably the worst day of my life. So we left there kind of in shock. Of course, I go home and Google everything. What does this mean? Like, what are these genetic abnormalities, and what are we really talking about here? And what are our options? What do we do? I remember the doctor at one point mentioning terminating the pregnancy, and I couldn't believe it. She said that, and I immediately started crying. That was something that Blake and I had talked about before. We would never terminate our child. I mean, if he had a genetic abnormality, that's just that wasn't an option for us. So of course it was incredibly scary to hear, but I know she was just doing her job and making sure that she gave us all of our options. So over the next couple of weeks, we had to make a really tough decision. Do we do an invasive genetic test, or do we just wait and see what happens? So with the help of our family members and our doctors, we decided to go along with a genetic test called the CVS, and that's where they basically go in through your vagina and they take a piece of the placenta to test. And of course, you have to wait a couple weeks for those results to come in. So I think it was about a month or two of us just waiting around, holding our breaths to find out our future, the future of our child. So yeah, that was not a good time for any of us. But we are so happy to tell you that our baby is perfectly healthy, and we feel so incredibly lucky because I know that so many people don't have those same results. So that is really it for second trimester. After that kind of happened, I was able to relax a little bit and start enjoying my pregnancy again. All right, I think that sums up most of my pregnancy. I will be giving you more updates these next couple weeks, and I'm going to be doing a video about preparing for my labor and delivery next. So please tune in and subscribe. If you like this video, please hit thumbs up, and I will see you next time. All right, bye guys, thank you.